Hello, welcome back to the channel, guys. So I've got another video today on the recent IPOs that are coming up this week on Stocks FC. I'm going to be analysing every single player based on their scoring matrix suitability on Stocks FC, and also, of course, giving them an overall Stocks FC rating as well, like I have done in previous videos. If you like this video, smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you've not signed up to Stocks FC yet, you can do that using the link in the description below. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook by searching at Sorare Assist. Okay then guys, let's get stuck in. These are the IPOs that are going to be launched this week on Stocks FC. We've got Chong, of course, previously of Manchester United, Mings, Wilson and Onana, a new signing for Manchester United. So, without further ado guys, let's get straight stuck into this, go through all the stats and figures of all these players that are coming up on IPO this week. So let's get straight stuck into the IPO reviews then of all these players that are launched this week on Stocks FC. If you don't know what IPO is, IPO stands for Initial Public Offering. It's basically the set price that player is going to be available to buy on the IPO. Obviously, once the player has been purchased by players and the IPO is finished, then the price is going to be depicted by the holders of that stock. So the IPO is a great opportunity to get the player at a decent price. It's not depicted by other users. So then, let's get stuck in then. The first player I'm going to be analysing is Tahith Chong of Luton Town. He does play for Luton Town now, of course, previously Manchester United, but he has now signed for Luton Town. He's a midfielder for them. His IPO date is on the 24th of July 2023. The IPO price is going to be 32p. He does play as a right midfielder, as you can see, a right winger, attacking winger on the right of midfield the majority of the time. But as you can see from his heat map, he's also capable of playing on the left as well, and he has taken some corners as well for his previous club. And that previous club was, of course, Birmingham. So last season for Birmingham, he started 38 games or 38 appearances, 4 goals and 5 assists in the Championship, which isn't too bad really. And in the FA Cup, he also made 3 appearances, no goals or assists there though. In terms of scores last season then, so these are the scores obviously that he would have got on the Stocks FC scoring matrix, and these scores are based on his fixtures from last season, which of course would have been in the Championship for Birmingham. So he got 4 scores in the 60-69 range, which is good, 4 in the 50-59 and 1 score in the 40-49. So he did get a couple of pretty high scores there, as you can see. His highest top 3 scores would have been 69, 66 and 65, and his average was 26. So not too bad really. So overall then, good matrix suitability. Is scoring fairly well really on the matrix. Probably could be better, but not too bad. He's obviously still young as well, so that's his positive. Negatives are no international football and no European football, of course, for Luton. And international wise, Netherlands international, he's not really getting any consistent minutes for them though. So overall then, in terms of the matrix rating, I'm giving 3 out of 5 in terms of the matrix suitability, which isn't too bad, so that's a good rating. But generally, I do like to look for a better rating than this, really. 3.5 stars or above, really, for me. Stocks FC rating overall then, I think it's going to be a 3 out of 10. I do expect him to underperform majority of the season in terms of Stocks FC. Of course, he's not got that many international games, or none at all, really. No European club football as well. Matrix suitability isn't the best, and he's not really playing for the best team either in the Premier League. So it's not really looking very good for Chong next season. Next up, I've got Tyrone Mings of Aston Villa. He's a defender for them, of course, and he also plays for England as well. IPO date is on the 25th of July 2023, and he's going for 19p per stock on his launch. As we know, he's a central defender, usually plays on the left of defence as well in terms of the central position. Last season for Aston Villa, he had 35 appearances, 1 goal, 2 assists. He also got booked 7 times though. For Aston Villa in the EFL Cup, he also had 2 appearances, and he made some appearances for England as well. 1 game in the Euro qualification, 1 friendly where he scored, and he also had 4 games at the World Cup where he also scored as well. So a pretty decent record last season for Mings. In terms of scores last season then, so these would have been the scores that he got last season, including international games and any European games. So last season he had 5 scores in the 40-49 range, 1 in the 50-59 and 1 in the 60-69. So as you can see, he's not really reaching the heights of these sort of scores that we want to be looking for really. His majority staying around the 40-49 range or below. His top 3 scores last season were 62, 50 and 48. His average would have been 20. Overall then, so positives to European football with Aston Villa next season. International utility, of course, is regular for England generally. And negatives is poor matrix eligibility, so he's not really scoring that well in terms of the matrix scores. And his age is getting a little bit on now. He is in his 30s, I believe now. So his age is another negative there. So overall then, so matrix rating, 2.5 stars out of 5, which is pretty poor. So average rating there, not the best. Stocks FC rating overall, 4 out of 10. I'd be cautious on this one. Matrix suitability is really letting him down, his age as well. Positives is he has got European football next season, so a bit more utility. And of course the international utility as well. Overall though, 4 out of 10 for Tyrone Mings. Next up, we've got Callum Wilson of Newcastle. He's a forward, of course, for Newcastle, and in terms of England, he's not really getting that many minutes for England at the moment. IPO date is 26th of July 2023. The IPO price is going to be 52p per stock. He's a forward for Newcastle, of course, and generally is a bit of a poacher. He does like to stay around the centre of the box, really, just looking to bag those goals. Last season for Newcastle, he had 31 appearances, 18 goals and 5 assists, which is fantastic. He also had 5 appearances in the EFL Cup, no goals or assists there though. And he had 2 games for England in the European qualifiers, 1 goal in those 2 appearances. He also had 2 appearances at the World Cup as well, and 1 assist. I think those were from the bench though. So, in terms of scores then, some pretty tasty scores here from Callum Wilson last season on the Stocks FC scoring matrix. So, he got 2 scores in the 40-49 range, 3 in the 50-59, 2 scores in the 60-69, and he also reached some peak scores as well, with 1 in the 70-79, 1 in the 80-89, and 1 in the 90-100 plus. His top 3 scores were 92, 81, and 77. Average score last season was 34, which is pretty good really. Really good in fact for a striker. So overall then, positives, he's got European football next season with Newcastle. Quality matrix suitability as well. He is really suited to the matrix suitability. That's mainly due to, of course, his goals that he's scoring. Negatives are his age. I think he's 30 now. No international utility. He's not really a first teamer for England. Overall, matrix suitability and Stocks FC rating then. So matrix rating, I've given him a 3.5 stars out of 5, which is a quality rating. So that is a really good rating there for a forward, and 3.5 stars is a good matrix rating. Overall Stocks FC rating then, 5 out of 10. He should do well next season and be racking up plenty of good scores. The only negatives overall is of course the international utility and of course his age as well. He is now 30. But overall, he should do well next season in terms of the Stocks FC asset. And next up, we've got the new signing for Manchester United, and that is Andre Onana. He also plays for Cameroon as well on the international stage. He's of course a goalkeeper for Manchester United as well. The IPO date is going to be on 27th of July 2023. And his price is going to be 63p per stock. Last season for Inter Milan, whose coach he was playing for, 24 appearances. He had 3 appearances in the Coppa Italia as well. He also had 13 games in the Champions League, of course, to reach the final. He also had 1 game in the African Nations Cup and 1 game at the World Cup as well. In terms of scores last season then, so this is based on the scores that he would have got in the Italian Serie A, based on the Stocks FC matrix. So he would have got 10 scores in the 40-49 range, which is pretty good, really good scores there for a goalkeeper. 6 scores in the 50-59 range, 7 in the 60-69 range, and also 3 scores in the 70-79 range. So these are really good scores actually for a goalkeeper. His average score last season would have been 35, and his top 3 scores were 68, 62 and 61. Overall then, Positives are European football next season, of course, with Manchester United. His age is still only 27, very experienced. He's had a lot of games in the Champions League and a lot of games at a high level as well. He's got an epic matrix suitability as well, which I'll come on to in a moment. Negatives are his international utility. Of course, he's not played for the best international team in terms of Cameroon. Matrix rating and Stocks FC rating overall then. So Matrix rating, I've given a 4.5 stars out of 5, which is an epic rating. Really good consistency there. Makes a lot of saves during games as well. And with Manchester United, he could also rack up plenty of clean sheets. Overall Stocks FC rating, I've given him an 8 out of 10, which is a top pick for me in terms of the Stocks FC asset. And it's certainly a goalkeeper that I'm going to be acquiring on the IPO in the next few days. So I think he's got some really good things going for him. The main one is the matrix suitability, and of course he's going to get plenty of clean sheets at Manchester United, I would have thought, and also potentially making plenty of saves. His age is also decent as well. He's still only 27, and of course he's got the European football next season. If he did play for a better international side, this rating could have been amongst a 9 or a 10 rating, which is the best of the best. So that was all the ratings and players and reviews of all the players that are coming up on IPO on Stocks FC this week. If you want to get involved in Stocks FC, there is a link in the description below if you did want to get signed up today and start your portfolio on Stocks FC. Stocks FC is essentially a fantasy football game where you buy stocks in players, known also as potentially as shares, and then if that player performs on the pitch and their rank in the team of the week or team of the month or even team of the season, you will then be rewarded in dividends from that player for finishing in the team of the week, team of the month or team of the season, and you'll be paid out in the form of Ethereum as well in terms of the dividends that you receive. So get building your portfolio today and start your Stocks FC journey. If you did like this video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. You can also sign up for Sorare as well. Link for that in the description. There's also some other links for other fantasy football games as well if you do want to get involved with those. Information for all these is in the description below. Okay guys, thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you again on the next video.